Yeah, the LA Chargers,
How they
man.
do?
I you want to man, you want to talk about another just solid, I think, draft that was great. I think overall, digging into this draft, I feel like I ended up coming out feeling the same way about that you felt about the Steelers, about the Chargers, man. I felt like they did what they needed to do to like fill some of the holes, and it was an unorthodox draft, right? I don't think it happened the way we all expected it to happen. With Harbaugh at the reins now, but at the same time, it's interesting because the Chargers are not one move away. We know the Chargers year after year to be that team that it seems like this should be it. The past couple of years, it seemed like it should have been it. They should have made it to the postseason. They should have competed longer. Like, should have, and it just is not happening. This is a team that needed a little bit of a tear down. And I think that's what Harbaugh is here to do. And he made a statement in the first round, taking Joe Alt out of Notre Dame, tackle out of Notre Dame, Malik Neighbors sitting there right for him, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and take Joe Alt tackle. I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what it is I'm trying to do with this team." I thought it was a great pick for that mindset. Um, the Chargers definitely had a clear need at wide receiver, but they also had a need at tackle. And it's never a bad idea to shore up that position, because when you shore up your line, you are making space for multiple positions, not just one. So definitely bringing in a guy like Joe Alt. I mean, guys, this dude, he is ridiculous. Huge guy. Definitely, played. Uh, he was a finalist for the Outland Trophy Award, which is awarded to the nation's number one OL and interior offensive lineman. Definitely unanimously named the college football all team. And he was just a guy that was just very consistent and always there for his team. Supported at all. I think he does everything you kind of expect him to do, right? He creates a lot of motions and gives a lot of opportunity for combo blocks in his gameplay. I what I thought was really kind of interesting about his game was the quickness of his feet. Dude is just always set on his feet. His footwork is great, and he's going. I think he's going to be a mauler, man. I think he's going to be a tough guy for anyone to kind of attack, and going through for the run game, for protection of the quarterback and for the run game. I thought it was an excellent pick, and I think with that pick, Harbaugh kind of stated, "Hey, it's a new regime here. We're not just gonna go out here and try to do the same thing again. We're going to protect the quarterback, and we're going to make sure that we have enough time to do what we want to do with the ball. And I think that means we're gonna run it." Now they went ahead in the second round and drafted one of my favorite offensive players from this draft, Lad McConkey. I thought it was a great pick. If you're gonna pass up on someone like a Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze at the top, I think McConkey is a great consolation prize. This guy, I mean, he is so shifty. The comp that I have for him seems like a lower comp, but like at the high end, like I think he's a high end version of this guy. Hunter Renfro, man. Hunter Renfro is a guy I thought definitely if he went to a different organization, could have produced more. If he had a better opportunity with a different team. The Raiders, man, I don't know, but I digress. I think that McConkey was definitely a great pick. Super shifty guy, super fast. I think he's going to be able to play slot and also on the outside. Someone that's really going to be able to fill in. Like Keenan Allen is another guy with big shoes to fill. I don't think he fills those completely, but I think he's going to become Justin Herbert's best friend real quick. So I definitely thought that also was a great pick by them. Moving on, they drafted guys like Junior Colson, linebacker out of Michigan, another guy that I thought was uh, definitely a good pick. Um, I think they kind of changed their strategy throughout the next couple of picks, where they drafted two cornerbacks back to back and a defensive lineman. And at the end of the day, the best thing to go hand in hand with the running scheme is a great defense. You want to be able to keep the ball, keep them from scoring, and also be able to drag out the clock. I think that's Harbaugh once again bringing in his Michigan ways, and definitely there was a theme here in this draft, right? He wanted some of his Michigan guys. He definitely went out his way to go and grab them, and I thought it was a really good draft overall, man. And the last guy I want to talk about is Kamani Vidal, running back. Definitely lesser known kind of guy. I just want to bring him up because we have they brought in Gus Bus, brought in Gus Edwards, and they brought in
JK.
J.K. Dobbins. So these are two guys that are a little bit older. Dobbins has the injuries. Gus a little bit older. Kamani Vidal, someone that did a lot for his team on the college scene, but I think this is a guy that we could end up seeing him step in halfway through the season, depending on the tread on the tires on some of those other guys. So overall, I thought it was a really good draft, and I give them an A.
Yeah, it's definitely a hardball draft. Like, you look at these guys, they just say Jim Harbaugh all over them. I mean, McConkey's a tough guy. I think that's a great pick. You don't get it's so tough. Like, do you take the chance on getting that superstar wide receiver that can stretch the field and do those things that they desperately need for Herbert, or is it better to give the guy an extra, half second, improve your run game with Alt? So I think Alt's the pick that's in hindsight is right. It's not the risky bit. McConkey though, good
Right.
guy, man. He's got some and it's a bold probably statement. He's kind of Cooper Cupish. He's fast,
That's a cup
very
too. Yeah.
shifty.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be, like you said, his best friend, because they're taking a chance that Quentin Johnson is miraculously going to learn how to catch over the offseason and be the other
Not gonna
guy,
happen.
because he did not pan out for them. And you take it, they must know something we don't know to trade off the other two, get rid of the other two wide receivers. But no, I thought they had a good draft. They brought in some tough guys, some depth competition. I think it was a good draft for them.
Yeah, it was a very solid draft. The theme of this draft is just like family, because John Alt played for, the Kansas City Chiefs. He's the dad of Joe Alt. And then you have
Yeah.
what is it, Brendan Rice,
Brendan Rice. Yep. Yeah. Brendan
from
Rice. Yep.
USC,
Hmm.
the son of legendary Jerry Rice. Now, will he fill his dad's shoes? Well,
Probably not.
probably not. But
Got another McCaffrey.
fast guy, and McCaffrey. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I think that overall, this Carlos, I think you put it right on the head, man. It's Harbaugh, and I loved how when Joe Alt showed up, Jim Harbaugh did like the big pull up the pants, wide stance dad, like it was almost like he was about to sell him like a used car. It was crazy. So, but I like the pick, and I think that, Jim Harbaugh kind of put his flag, right
Yeah.
in the dirt from
Yeah.
day one, and was just like, hey, we're gonna build this thing right. I'm excited and I'm optimistic to see growth in Justin Herbert, because I really like Justin Herbert. But if he can't if he can't produce under Jim Harbaugh, I think we're gonna need to start talking about, is he really a starting quarterback?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, long term, is he going to be a franchise guy? Can he start in the NFL? Yeah. Is he a franchise guy? I don't know, man. You need to win playoffs to be a franchise guy.
He's got to settle, and I think that's what it was. I think to me, that's what Harbaugh did. I think he wanted him to be able to be more settled in the pocket. If you look at what Herbert has had to do over the years, he's had to play a lot of hero ball. He's had to kind of bring this team back from the brink. Whether it was defensive, allowing kind of the score to get out of hand, or just you know not feeling like he had confidence in his offensive line. I think Herbert has felt the need to play heavy ball, and I don't necessarily feel like he is that. Like Josh Allen is that kind of guy that I think could take over a game. Like I'm doing it. I'm taking over this game. This is all mine. Justin Herbert, I don't like. I think there might be some stuff in his game, and I think it might lead more to maybe more the leadership side of things. I've heard that he's a little bit more quiet. I heard he's not necessarily that kind of rah kind of guy in the locker room, but I think Harbaugh is going to change that. I think Harbaugh is that presence is that's going to come there, bring in like, here's how we're going to do this. We're going to make sure our quarterback has the time, and I do believe that it's going to pay off.
Yeah.
So you guys keep talking about Harbaugh and offense and defense. What I hear is the Chargers will finally have a complementary team, like what they had with Phillip Rivers and LT and Junior Seau. What we're going to see in this build-up for the Chargers is a complementary, holistic team. You're going to have an O-line. You may not have A-plus wide receivers, but you're going to get the ball down the field. You're going to protect your quarterback. You're going to do the play action. You're going to actually have a run game for once. And it's ironic that you have J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards with Harbaugh. Because J.K. Dobbins ran all over the Wolverines. And now Harbaugh's like, this guy.
Come on down.
But now you got to hand him the ball. So it's going to work. And the same thing with Quentin Johnson. Dude, what the... I hope he somehow finds the sticky in the gloves, because he was fantastic at TCU and just did something disappeared. You got Lab McConkey, excellent route runner, excellent agility and speed. I think that's a good move for what Justin Herbert's looking for. He needs someone to run some clean routes to actually catch the ball. Cooper Kupp is a very good analogy there. Good job there, Carlos. And defensively, they got the corners and D-line, I got you, but they need some form of mentorship there and some help. I know they still got Khalil Mack, and I think, holistically speaking, the Chargers are getting more back on path. I don't know if they're like competing with the Chiefs or not, but they're more back on their path.
Yeah, I think they're still a little ways out. I would bet that they're probably not going to have a winning season next year. I think there's just not enough there, but they are laying the foundation with this draft to get where they need to be.
Yeah.